Well, hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday night. I'm Tionette, and I have my good friend, Dr. Michael Gross, here. So why don't we let Michael have a minute to say hello as well?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Really excited for all of you to join us and have some wonderful thoughts and information to empower you to share tonight. Thank you,
Cool.
everyone. I know
Can't
T is going to introduce me. Here I am.
Well, we're going to keep the intro really kind of condensed, okay? Because for
Okay,
those
that's
of you who
fine.
are frequent viewers, you already know Dr. Michael Gross and how incredible he is with all the things that he teaches us. So I'm just going to give you a recap really quick for those of you who are new, because we love sharing so much about our time and the messages that Michael shares with us. And, he does this out of the goodness of his heart. I'm really, really honored and thrilled to be able to talk to him each week and all the information that he shares with us that you can also find on Dr. Michael B. Gross on YouTube, because we also stream there. And we have been doing those recordings now for, I don't know, I think almost 3 years, Michael, right?
Yes, we have. And
Okay. So Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of The Spiritual Primer. Applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true sources, love, joy, and happiness. And it's kind of interesting because he talks about our soul. And that's exactly what our topic is today, too. So, a little bit more on Michael. He helps you achieve your unlimited life. He's been doing this for over 30, I don't know, 30, 35 years or more. He's a spiritual teacher, a multidimensional healer, a transformational coach who has exceptional skills in all aspects of soul, oversoul, vibrations, frequencies, body timing, life force energies, and so much more. He holds many degrees, which we will just say if you'd like to learn more about Dr. Michael Gross, go over to his website, drmichaelgross.com, and you can learn all about his accomplishments and all the beautiful testimonials that people are sharing with him there as well. So, Michael, I'm going to go ahead and put all your contact information in the comments so that people can get them. And why don't you go ahead and begin with the topic and then make sure that we talk about what you offer everybody at the end of this?
all right, thank you for joining us, everyone. With all the energy and everything that's appearing on the planet right now, and we talk about the age of Aquarius, truth, lies, spirituality, new belief systems coming forth, and wow, we all have this high tech artificial intelligence, and we're going to go to robotics, and so many things are going on. And we're beginning really to get confused, but at the same time, we're really giving up our independence and our free thought. And by that, I mean, is if we become dependent upon artificial intelligence. Not that I'm saying it doesn't have an application in some areas, it does. But in talking to a lot of people and even younger people, if it's on TikTok or if it's on AI, artificial intelligence they're watching, or they're watching it on maybe YouTube or Reels. Oh, it's got to be true. Just got to be true. That's it. Nobody's fact checking, but nobody's using critical thinking. So how do we really are able to discern? Is this fact, fiction? Is this truth? There's so many things that are being posted on the internet now. And I thought I mentioned this, and I will post it another day. And my mother used to say, Michael, if you can't say anything good about a person, you don't say anything at all. I really wish and desire that all of those people that are on social media criticizing this person, that person, so on and so forth, it's like if you can't say anything good, don't say anything at all. I realize you have your opinion, and that's so important that you have your opinion, and that's part of free speech. But it's like lambasting one time after another, after another, after another. And one of the thoughts I wanted to share with you is how about some beautiful things? About you saved a life, or someone had a near death experience and they came out of it and share this beautiful story, or whatever's going on. I don't know how interested you are, but here's what I had for dinner: a hot dog or a steak. Here's the new pair of shoes I bought at Costco or some store, and I spent $9,000 for it. Really? I mean, is that really interesting, or are you just spending time bragging about things? So the subject tonight is listening to your thoughts of your soul. listening to your thoughts of your soul. Does your soul want to say, hey, judge this person and put them down? Talk about the hot dog you had for lunch or dinner, or these beautiful shoes you got, or maybe a new car, or this or that. I mean, really, is that what your soul wants you to talk about? Think about that for a moment. What your soul is saying, hey, you're on a journey, you're on a great trip. You came here to heal some karma. You came here to experience life, smell the beautiful air, feel the rain, smell the flowers. Came here to have joy and happiness instead of talking about all your escapades of the day. And that's so important. I can just see it 40 years from now, and your grandchildren are looking, oh, there's grandma having a hamburger. Oh, there's grandpa buying a new pair of shoes. Oh, there's grandpa fixing his car. Really? That's exciting. We had pictures of our family. Maybe we're at a picnic. It was a family affair. It was a wedding, or it was a confirmation or something. But all these things are on. Who really cares? Why is it really interesting? Why don't we spend time taking time out to spend time with ourselves? Is it so frightening to be alone? I think it is with a lot of people. And when they're alone and they try to think, I got to get the laundry done, I got to go shopping, I can't stand this, when it's going to be over, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this. You are so overwhelmed with so many things that it's incredible that you don't have time to figure out who you are, what you stand for, and what your life is about. I have a client that I'm coaching, and she has got degrees of all kinds in artificial intelligence. And I had a little conversation with her, and she used the word dump. I said, what do you mean? They just dump everything on social media, whether it's true or not, fact or fiction, they just dump it. And people take a look and say, oh, this must be the truth. But they're not listening to the thoughts of the soul. So then we got fact checkers, and they check this on facts. And it's always somebody's opinion, whether it's a fact checker. And someone said to me, nope, it's got to be true because I fact checked it. And I found out a lot of fact checkers belong to one political party or the others. So of course their opinion is going to be slanted. And your opinion is going to be slanted because when you like something, you're going to embellish it. That's a natural thing. So if you went out and got yourself a beautiful new, let's say, pickup truck, and you got a, oh, I don't know, we'll say a Dodge Ram. What a great car. What a great truck. It's really, yes, you're bragging and you're happy with it. But do you think I really care that you got a brand new Dodge Ram pickup, or you got a BMW or a Mercedes? Is that really, really exciting for me? Maybe it is for you, but to tell the whole world, buy your way while you're at it. They're going to find out your address. You may find your catalytic converter missing, or your car stolen. Oh, well, you ever think about that? Years ago, not that many years ago, I had a client, and her grandmother came in to see me, and she said she took her granddaughter to Disney World. She blasted all over social media. They went away for a week, had a great time. Came back, the house was robbed because there was nobody home. Boy, you're really smart to do that, aren't you? These are the things I'm pointing out, because if you listen to your thought of your soul, maybe I'll wait till I come back and share my excitement. So I'm home. Maybe people really aren't interested in it. So why are you telling all these things over social media? You're feeding your ego. That's what you're feeding. You're feeding your ego. EGO, edging God out. Some things I put on social media, when I get a wonderful testimony, I'm so blessed. Maybe half the people see it, the other half, they're not even interested, which is fine. That's the way it should be. Whatever percentage is interested, they aren't. But those who are interested means that maybe there's those I could help or shed new light, or they'll find someone that does something similar. That's what it's all about, listening to your soul. Tio, you wanted to say something.
I'm going to back up a minute for something else that you said, because you were talking about when people, they announce a new truck or whatever it is. And absolutely, make sure that you're, if you're going on a trip or something, make sure you're home before you start blasting it on social media. But what happens when it's like when you get a new vehicle, or I'll just use me, okay? When I got pregnant, it was like a big news for me. We didn't have social media back then, but it was big news to me. But I looked around and I saw all these other women that were pregnant too. So that's just kind of I'm like, all of a sudden my big news was not that big a news to anyone else, because A lot of them were also going through that. So if you take that and you reverse it to a new truck, how many other people have just bought new trucks, right?
Lots. Yeah.
Why is it we think that way, Bill?
Again, it's all about ego and bragging because you want recognition. You want to know that you're special or you're successful or look at me, you're wonderful. You know, when my wife was pregnant with the first child and even the second, I just, you know, my mother-in-law came down. I told my parents they were living far away. I told some of my friends and family who were queer, you know, who were queered me about because they knew my wife was pregnant and they were interested. The rest of the world really didn't give a toot. And I don't blame them because they don't know me. So why are we going on the social media and we're not listening to the thoughts of our soul? And the thoughts of the soul would probably tell you, you know, well, just tell your friends about it because the rest of the world isn't interested. Birth is a miracle. We should honor the birth of a child. It's a miracle. It's wonderful. You know, when I think about it as the, you know, one little egg and the zygote's this tiny little sperm, and all of a sudden, out of a microscopic cell becomes a beautiful 6, 7, or 8 pound baby. What a miracle. What a beautiful thing to honor. How great it is and how wonderful our bodies are. And a lot of souls don't even think about it that way. But we need to think about everything in our life, aside from social media, is a miracle because your soul pre-wrote your life. You planned your life before you incarnated. And, you know, if you sprained your ankle and it's not debilitating or life-threatening, stuff happens. But you see, you knew it was going to happen. Your soul goes, warning, Michael, warning, don't do this, warning, warning, warning. And you ignore that. And, you know, everyone I've visited, everyone I've talked to and counseled that has had a divorce, unfortunately, said, you know, I knew it wasn't going to work out. I had that gut feeling. And I said, why didn't you listen to that gut feeling that your soul's saying, warning, 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 warning? I don't know. I thought I could change him or I could change her or it would work out. Well, congratulations. Can you change the spots of a leopard, right? Can you? Maybe some Clorox might do it. I don't know, but I don't think you can. So listening to the thoughts of your soul is so important at this time because there's so many shifts coming. There's divisions coming religiously, economically, politically, even personal relationships. It's splitting and getting bigger and bigger. And the most important thing for us is listen to your thoughts of the soul. You know, in the old song, when the gambler went to hold them, when to fold them. Well, think before you talk. And all you have to say, true inner source guidance, true soul guidance. Should I really say this? Even if you're angry or you want to brag. And if you hear no, or you don't feel you should, then shut up. Don't say a word, putting it bluntly. As I've discovered and shared with you, when I get mad at someone, and I discovered this, and I'll share it again, I'm really mad at myself. The reason I'm mad at myself is because I put myself in that position to be judged or criticized. All right. And I created that. So why should I be mad at them? They're telling me the truth or criticizing me or judging, whatever they are. And if I take it personally, it's because I set myself up for that. So enough already. Stop. Listen to the thoughts of your soul. And most people go, well, how do I listen to the thoughts of my soul? I got all these thoughts. Yeah, you do have a lot of thoughts. However, just like when you listen to your thoughts of your soul, doesn't justify anything. Doesn't say go out and buy the car. The price is right. You look really cool. Everybody will love you. Blah blah blah. You'll impress everybody. That's ego. Then you go and buy a car. You got $700 or $800 a month payments. You go, oh, I'm buried under the payments. Why did I do that? Well, if you really stop for a moment and realize that was the ego because it justifies everything, then what happens is that you end up with egg on your face. I know I wanted to buy a certain model car. And when my car was, I know, probably 10, 12 years old, and I went into another dealer, not even the car I wanted to buy, got a fantastic deal, turned out to be a phenomenal car, because I let my soul guide me. It was a different brand, a different model. It was phenomenal. That's the idea. Your soul will always guide you. Well, why will it guide you? Because it knows what's best. It's like your mom and dad saying, hey, we know what's best for you. Oh no, I know what's better for me. You don't know. Really? It's really great. Have you ever noticed, number one, everybody's an expert about everything. They don't know anything about it, or maybe a nickel's worth, but they are an expert on everything. They're also an expert on your life, your thoughts, and what you're doing. Wow, isn't that wonderful? So, what you do is politely say, "Oh, thank you for sharing that." Do a quick meditation, ask for true source guidance or true soul guidance, and the thought will come to you. Well, then they go, "Well, I asked, nothing happened." Well, how long did you ask? Well, I give it about 10 minutes. Or I'll hear, well, I gave it a day and nothing happened. Any thoughts at all? Well, I thought I should do this, but I didn't hear it correctly. Yes, you did. Sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's a thought. Don't expect to hear a voice, which is called clairaudient. Well, what is clairaudient? You hear a voice saying, don't do this or do that. On occasion, rare occasion, I've heard that. But for the most of the time, it's like I have an impression or a feeling or a thought. So feelings are emotions, but it's like a lie detector. Wrong, 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 tingling of warmth and anger or frustration. Look at it as a lie detector and change it to a truth detector. And if you use a truth detector, is this really right for me? Or you can say, and this is fail safe, I've used this in the latter part of my life, and that if this is not right for me, ask this situation fall apart quickly, rapidly, easily, and effortlessly, and then don't fight it. I've used it in business. I've used it in personal relationships. I use it in buying different things. And I will tell you, it's never, ever, ever, ever been wrong. Never. When you fight it and say, I'm going to prove that wrong, I'm going to show them, you're going to end up with egg on your face. Yes to you.
I have another question.
Sure.
I keep hearing that when we do something on social media, Instagram is quite popular, so is Facebook, and I know there's a lot of other ones out there. But isn't it true that we should be putting value in our content, what we do, but keep it, don't go into like writing a whole book or a long, long post, but give it positivity and give it value?
Correct. And it's like anything you say or anything you write, it should have value and content. Realizing not everybody's going to agree with you, but I went out to dinner in Michael's place and I had a hamburger and it was great. How much value is in that? Someone will say, well, you recommended a good place to eat. Yeah, I did, but how much value is that? It's going to improve my life. It's going to make my life better. Maybe when I'm hungry, it will, but other than that, no. Well, my son has a couple of restaurants in North Carolina and he has family night and he will not allow anybody to use a cell phone. They have a big basket. You got to put your cell phone in there and you got to communicate as a family. When's the last time your family sat together and really communicated without going, oh, oh yeah, okay. I had a nice day. Always looking at the cell phone. I mean, I watch them at tables talking to each other back and forth on their cell phones. Like, what the heck is it? What happens if we have a failure? All right. And you're not able to communicate. What are you going to be able to do? How are you going to be able to exist? And what did they do in the old days, meaning in the 60s and 70s and 80s when they didn't have a proliferation of cell phones? They used your telephone or we talked to one another. We spent time talking to one another. And we learned a lot about each other and shared our experiences and shared our joy or sadness, and we felt support and love. That's so powerful. What happens is, hey, Michael, dinner's ready. Come from your bedroom. Like, go downstairs, and it's like, hey, Michael, time for breakfast. Come on down, or lunch. Well, I'm too busy on the computer. No problem. When we're through eating, the food's put away. Your choice. But what do the parents do? Oh, I'll set food aside. So what you are doing is you're not being a mad parent, mad to them or punishing them. You're teaching them responsibility and respect. You took the time to prepare dinner. Even if you ordered dinner in, you took the time to do that. That's what's so important. That's what you need to understand that you need to do. So what would your soul say? Ignore that person? No, listen to them. And the other thing is your soul would say, speak when only spoken to. Watch your words, measure your words, and speak clearly and concisely but gently. Sometimes we have to be a little forceful in our conversation or our words. And other times we can be very gentle. But your words and thoughts are just planting seeds. And the soul of the other person is really aware. Yep, yep, yep. How many times I'll have a discussion with somebody, I said, well, what do you think? Why do you think this happened? They'll make up 40,000 excuses. And it's like, stop. What is it in you that you didn't listen to or ignored that got you into egg on your face? And if they'll give me more excuses, I can't stand that. Just face the music. Say, I messed up. I learned that 35, 40 years ago. When I mess up, I went, yep, I blew it. I messed up and I took responsibility. As a young man, I was president of a couple of youth groups and I messed up and I was called before the board. And I said, you know what? I screwed up and I apologized. And I said, wow, you're really honest. We're not going to reprimand you because you took responsibility and you understand. And it was something simple. They had closed the pool down and I let them use the pool to go swimming an hour later. No big deal. Nothing happened. But that was the rules and I broke the rules. So something simple. But I took responsibility and I never let it happen again. Stop playing the victim. Key words, play, play, play. Listen to the thoughts of your soul. Just close your eyes and go, just give me a sign or let me feel something that this is right or wrong. And close your eyes and think about it. And then let it follow that thought. Remember, if your ego comes in and says blah, 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 because, ego, warning, warning, went through the old space program, Lost in Space, warning, Hal Smith, warning, that kind of situation. So listen, that's so important. You have that gift. Guess what? You all have souls. Guess what? Your soul wants the best for you. It's like having a mother, father, grandmother, and grandfather, and uncles and aunts all protecting you. Just listen. But why don't we listen? Ask yourself, why don't I listen? Why do I have to prove I'm right? And then end up with egg in my face or say, see, I told you so. I was right. The satisfaction is you know whether you're right and you did something right. You don't need a pat on the back and say I was right. Many souls will tell you, yeah, you did the right thing. Those with egos, they'll never say a word because you did a better job than they did and they don't want to admit it. When somebody does something well, I go, cool, that's really great. I go out of my way to compliment them and thank them. And some people, why are you doing that for? Because they're worthy. They shared information. They should receive kudos. What about when they screw up? Depends upon the person. And I would say, would you learn from that? And if they become very aggressive, I go, thank you, because they're not going to listen. Get it? When you have a conversation and they're so busy defending themselves, even if it's erroneous, click, the hearing aids turned off, and they're too busy trying to justify whatever they did. So you're talking into thin air. When they're ready to hear, they're here. If they're not, bless their souls. Just hope that they've learned something. I'm just checking the time, and I notice time is fleeting by. I want to thank all of you for joining me. And if you have any comments or thoughts about listening to the thoughts of your soul, gosh darn it, get out there and leave a note, and I'll talk about it next week. But there's something else I desire to share, and that is every Tuesday evening, 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, what we have is Soul Awakening. Ask questions about anything on spirituality, anything about your soul. I don't do personal readings. The only exception I will make is someone birthed out of their body, or perhaps they're worried about somebody, child with it just born. Other than that, that's it. So I share this information and I get people, I know all that already. So I'm glad you did, but did you remember? Well, I forgot it, but I know that. Well, use this as a tickler to remind you of something. We don't know everything, or we get a different slant or a different understanding. Therefore, when you join us from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., you ask questions, and the last 10 minutes before 7:30, I deliver a motivational message, but I'll cover that in a moment. So Tio, tell them how they can get a hold of us.
This is a beautiful Tuesday night call-in, and the way you reach us is at 202-926-1059, and the access code, Michael?
125-446 #.
One more time, That number is 202-926-1059, and the access code, Michael?
125446 £. So it's just beautiful, everyone. And take advantage of it. What's the cost? 0. It's on freeconferencecall.com. The access code is 125446 £. One more time, 125446 £. And come on in. You can have your bathing suit on, your pajamas, I'll never know, or whatever you're doing, or your greasy old clothes, or whatever. Who cares? It's your energy and joining us that makes a difference. And using that same telephone number, the same code, the second Saturday of every month, I have what is called a Mass Consciousness Healing. And that starts at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01. We pretty much end on time within a minute or two. In the first 5 minutes, we chat, say hello, let others join us. And then we go into meditation, a deep, deep meditation. And what we do is bring through that love through your body and surround the planet, the animal, mineral, vegetable kingdom, Mother Earth, and all the human beings, because we're part of the animal kingdom, and fill it with unconditional love. And it's so important that we do this, because look at the chaos that's occurring on this planet now. We need that energy of love and peace and joy. And I will tell you, from time to time, we've had Lord Krishna, we've had Jesus join us, we've had Buddha, we've had the Archangels Michael and Gabriel, and sometimes Raphael. We had your angels and guide, and even those who have never talked to their deceased relatives, they show up and share this love information, and it blows everybody away. So please spread the word, join us, because as the true source said, you, meaning we, are the solution, and you can make a difference. We can make a difference and change this planet from chaos into love. Do you give them that information, how they can access that?
Absolutely, Michael. This is a beautiful once a month event. So definitely second Saturday of every month. Put that on your calendar. You don't want to miss it. It's when you really feel immersed in love. That number is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125446 £, same as before. One more time.
Okay. 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125446 £. And I'll share one more thing with you, actually a couple more. One thing that's really important to me, and that is that the 10-minute messages, there are almost 400, just a shade under 400. And what I wanted to share with you, probably 380. I'll have to take another look. They're about 10 minutes long. And it starts at number 3 and it goes up to, like, say, 380. Well, you're going to say, what should I listen to? And inadvertently, as you all know, I forgot to label them. And True Source said, no, you didn't. I said, I didn't? No. You want to read 380 labels? Hell no, I don't want to read 380. So let your soul decide. That's listening to your thoughts of your soul. I don't know. I think I'll listen to number 142. And so boy, I get a feedback. Just what I needed to hear. Trust your soul. And it will empower you, because there's a gift of energy. I am channeling that information like I'm channeling tonight. Something to empower you. And that energy is full of love, no matter how animated I am. So please take advantage of that. And again, you're tired, you're exhausted, you come home, you're depressed, you're stuck in traffic. Listen to it. You're not going to fall asleep, but you're going to feel very empowered and motivated. Tio, give them that information, please.
That number is 434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
125446 £. One more time.
That's 434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
125446 £. Remember, it starts at number 3. One other thing I desire to share with you. So if you go to YouTube, Dr. Michael B. Gross, you have the wonderful opportunity to see what I call some of the replays with award-winning photographer Tio is the picture, a little motivational thought, and you'll hear an audio version of some, not all, of those messages. Take advantage of this. And I'd like to share another item with you that's really important for all of you that I want to share. And for all of you that are new, I offer a 20-minute or 30-minute complimentary consultation. And hopefully I'll be able to help you. Not going to sell you anything. I'll share what information. And I'll just say, if you're interested in learning more, let me know. Subject ended, your choice. That's it. So, but my mission and goal is to get 1% of the population reconnected to the true source, to your soul, and realizing once you do that, you'll be able to do your spiritual mission and goals, because we all have that. And not one is more important than the other. They're all equal to change this planet into love and joy and happiness, which is what it originally was designed for. I wanted to share that. And one more item, and that is that all of you have to realize that you're here for a purpose. You're here to make a difference. And as you know, as I talk about my very beautiful thoughts, I dropped something here. I wanted to share how this is being brought to you. Advertisement. This is being brought to you by Healing the Holes in Your Soul, written by T.U. Knapp. It's all about a woman who goes through a virtual hell and comes out the other end like rebirth, like the mythological bird, like the phoenix, reborn, rebirth, and has a beautiful goal to help all abused women, children, and men to change their lives, to give them hope, and help them to become one person that's full of love and joy and happiness and goes through physical, mental, and emotional healing. This is a must read. Besides, I like the guy that wrote the foreword.
I happen to know the guy who wrote the foreword because he's the guy that wrote this book. And had it not been for this amazing book and that incredible gentleman sitting virtually next to me, the book he's holding would not even be in existence. He has truly helped me immensely. I had no idea what I was missing in my life until the day he woke up my soul. And let me tell you, the journey that I've been on since I met Dr. Michael Gross and read this book is life-changing. In my world, this is priceless. It's the most valuable gift you could give anyone, especially yourself. So start here and take him up on that complimentary consultation, because he truly will help you feel and become unlimited, as he often tells us today. And for every day we talk to him, we are unlimited, right, Michael?
Absolutely. And remember that my book cannot be purchased on Amazon. They've sold out. I have been a little lackadaisical in replacing it, but there is a copy for sale for $500 or $1,000. I heard a used book, but eventually I get around to sending them. So with the information you have, if you want one, it's the same price you would pay for it on Amazon. It's free shipping. I'll include a little note tuning into some note that you need to hear from your soul. So please take advantage of it. And to you, tell them how they get your book.
My book is on Amazon, but you won't get it a signed copy there. It is on Amazon, though. As far as I know, I haven't checked lately if how many are still there, but I also have some copies. And if you contact Michael or me, either through Messenger on Facebook or in our contact information that we put in the chat here below, then we can send you a personally signed copy of our books. And we're not in it for the money. We're in it to share the message, right, Michael? We're in it to wake up people's souls. It's what we do, and we have a passion for that. And I'm so grateful, Michael, for all the time you spend with us, all those things he's inviting you to, the Tuesday night call-in, the Thursday night Facebook Live, the once a month mass consciousness healing. He's donating his time to make a difference in this world. So definitely take him up on his complimentary consultation, because she'll be so glad you did. I'm so glad that I met you, Michael.
Thank you. Everyone, I wish you a wonderful week. Please share this with others and join us, because you are unlimited. Namaste.
Namaste.
We love you all. Take care.
We love you.
Really do. Thank you.